voice speaking softly. I exist from the first. I dwell within the silence.
No.
Within the immeasurable silence. I descended from the midst
Can you see me?
of the world.
Yes.
And I shone down upon the darkness. It is I who poured forth the water. I am the one hidden within radiant waters. I am the image of the invisible spirit.
Okay, I didn't seem to be. Whoops. Wait a minute.
I am the womb that gives shape to the all. By giving birth to the light that shines in splendor.
Let's get my cell phone.
The word is a hidden light, bearing a fruit of life, pouring forth the living water from the
I'd like to say welcome.
unpolluted.
Welcome, everyone. I just want to let you know that as you've been let in, you have been muted. There's a couple of people on iPhones that I wasn't able to mute. So I'm just asking folks if they could mute themselves. It will help to keep the space clear and we won't hear any of the background noises. We will also unmute people at the end of the ritual, so there will be a chance to visit. And we hope that you brought with you your candle and your chalice and your libations. Okay. Over to you, Roz. Blessed be.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. And I want to begin by saying that we acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat, the Anishinaabe, and the Haudenosaunee peoples. We recognize that we share obligations in partnership. We honor the Indigenous ancestors who came before us and who continue to be present in lands that we occupy. As we move forward, we hope that every time we get together, we acknowledge all those who have come before us. And we also dedicate tonight to all the women who came before us, all the hundreds of generations of women who came to meetings such as these to mark the turning of the wheel, who scurried through woodlands and forests to get to stone circles, or women who gathered in secret places to look at spirit, to look at the goddess. Before we start, before we cast our circle, I'm going to read a piece called Once Upon a Time by Barbara Ardinger. And I do suggest that maybe you want to close your eyes and go back in time a little bit. Once upon a time, ages and ages before the Garden of Eden was constructed and had a landlord and walls and fiery angel guards. Once upon a time, ages and ages before we fled to therapeutic couches and became adult children of. Once upon a time, for ages and ages before time, we lived with our mothers and our mother. Once upon a time, we planted and reaped and labored and danced together. We lived and we lay down together in honor. And we were all children of two-legged and four-legged and many-legged, winged and finned and rooted, crystalline and cloudy. We were all her children. And the powers of the power were present in our lives. Once upon a time, she was present in our lives, every day and in every task. And everybody knew the lady of the lands. But now we stretch to find her present in the lands. And perhaps we can see that her time that once was is coming around again. Perhaps once upon a time is nearly now. One day we'll be that once upon a time. We'll be those ancient ancestors. But for now, we stand at this most amazing time when the evening star is big and bright, leads our way into a new year and a new beginning. So to cast our circle tonight, because we're all spread apart, we're all over the place, we're not together in our sanctuary where we can hold hands, I want you to put your hands on your heart. I want you to feel that heartbeat. When women gather together, their bodies begin to work in sync. When women gather together, their cycles begin to mesh. And when women and all people gather together, their hearts eventually begin to beat the same beat. So as you hold your hands on your heart, you know that everyone here, their heart is beating with yours. And with that heartbeat, we form our circle. And we can stretch out our hands because we know on the other side of the screen, there's a hand grabbing yours. And it's there. I've got a real one. So we cast a circle. And right now, at this very auspicious time, we are between the worlds. We're between life and death. We're between dark and night. We're between this year and next year. And we're in that very, very special in-between time where change is coming, and we are that change. The circle is cast, let the magic begin. Let the magic begin. Now into our circle, we call the directions. Blessed be.
If you can face the east, if you know where it is from where you're sitting, please join me in facing the east, if that's possible. Spirit of the east, the place where the powers of air feed our life breath and connect us all, that we may know we are one. The place where the sun first gives us light each day, and on this day of the solstice, it stands still only for a moment, as if to say, pay attention. Each day I will bring more light and more hope. We call on you with all your powers and knowledge of the mysteries to be with us as we honor the great darkness and welcome the return of the light. Blessed be.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings, sacred ones. I will be calling in the direction south. The direction south is a very important direction for this time of year because it brings warmth and it brings fire. I'm going to light a little candle here now to remind us that fire is the element that is connected with the direction south. And as we remember the women who came before us, as Roz was saying, remember that they were calling in the directions too at the same time. So south, fire, warmth, spirit, power, healing and transformation, the color red, that color of passion. And the south brings clairvoyance, a possibility to see the future through the fire. Transformation means change. So we invite you, East, to come in and make sure that all of us are looked after. All of us are warm. All of us have that spirit power. And so, sacred ones, I invite you to welcome South. Blessed be.
And I call on the powers of the West to join us here as we move from autumn into winter. Autumn, the season of the West. Water, the element of the West. May you never thirst. May you flow like water. May you always find healing. May you be healed and uplifted. May you gently feel the water. I'm asking each and every one of us here to know the creativity of water, to know the inspiration of water, and to know how fluidly we can move between the worlds. Water is magic. Water is delight. Water is rebirth. May you be at one with water. And I bring the fluidity and healing water to this circle tonight. Suzanne Brody, please mute yourself.
I have that.
West. Welcome, water. Blessed be.
I call in the spirit of the north, element earth. I have here a sphalerite crystal to represent earth. The holly with its red berries, the ivy, the Douglas fir and greenery, all represent the living earth. This time of the year, we bring in a tree and decorate it. It smells of the woodlands from fresh cut tree. And the fresh cut tree reminds us of the beauty and sustenance that comes from the earth. It feeds us and nourishes us. We are the body of the earth. The earth is the body of the stars. We are all stardust. Let us sparkle on this longest night. Blessed be.
And I bring in the center. I bring in spirit. And in the center, it all comes together. Our bodies are the earth. Our blood is the water. The fire that burns within us is the fire, the passion. And every breath we have is air. And in center, in spirit, it comes together. It gives us energy. It gives us love. And I bring that center, that spirit that fills us up with such joy. I bring that to our circle. Welcome, center. Welcome, spirit. Blessed be.
Solstice.
Like our ancestors have done from the beginning of time, we honor the cycles and seasons that remind us of the ever-changing flow of life that we are a part of. In ritual, we honor and acknowledge the unseen web of life that connects us all. And winter solstice is time to pay homage to those who have walked before us. Also, when we think of the ancestors, let's not forget the lands we live, work, and love on. The mountains, the waters, the forests, the four-legged ones, the winged ones, and fin ones. These too are our ancestors. Now, let's take a moment in the silence of our hearts and together and remember our direct ancestors, our mothers and fathers, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and bring them in with all of their wisdom and love into this circle. And let's also tonight not forget and let us remember and bring into the circle those who for one reason or another are not able to join us tonight, and those in our lives who need healing and compassion. Blessed be.
Winter solstice. Sol, the sun. Stis, to stop. On this day, the sun reaches its most southerly declination for us here in the Northern Hemisphere. It is the shortest day of light and the longest day of dark. Not just a cross-point astrological event. Today is also the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. Something that occurs only this close every couple of hundred years. In fact, it hasn't been this close since 1203. The two planets sitting so close in the sky appear almost as one. They're bright, they're guiding, and it's rumored that they may have been the star of Bethlehem. Tonight, the movement of the planets reminds us that we need to shift and move because we are made of stardust. We're made of the same elements as those planets. We are affected by the electromagnetic energy of those planets. I want you to think about Saturn, the big planet that represents time and forward progress, linear time. Saturn, that represents structures of order, of capitalism and patriarchy, of power over. Saturn, that represents businesses that profit off the backs of many. Saturn, that represents the old order. Tonight, along comes Jupiter to sit conjunct Saturn. Jupiter of expansion, of good fortune. Jupiter, one of the great benefics. Jupiter has taught Saturn. Jupiter speaks to Saturn now in conversation, speaking of a shared economy that benefits us all. Jupiter speaks of ways that we can all be empowered from within. And Jupiter speaks of abundance for all. It asks us to come in touch with our luck, our good fortune, by using conscious choice. And so today, as these two come conjunct, we are asked to think about what no longer serves us. Can we release those things so that we, like Jupiter, can overtake the old order, that we can expand, we can grow, we can bring luck and good fortune to our lives? I ask you to think about what no longer serves you, to set it down with the darkness, so that tomorrow when we step into greater growing light, you see your healing, your expansion, your prosperity. You step into your good fortune, good luck, and miracles. How about those little seeds that you plant inside and what you will grow as the sun returns to us?
The Yule log is a wonderful way to celebrate the winter solstice. I'm going to talk about a little bit of the traditions of the Yule log, and then I'm going to demonstrate how to make one. The Yule log tradition started centuries ago. Families and friends, neighbors would come together to celebrate the winter solstice. It symbolized the shifting of the darkness to light. They knew that the longest night of the year was now here, and each day would bring warmth and light with it. The tree that the Yule log was made from had to be gifted or cut from one's own land. It was considered unlucky to buy the tree. Families would decorate logs with pine cones and evergreens, which represented new life. The ashes from the tree were considered special, and they were put out in the soil in the spring. So I'm going to show us how to start the log. So I start with a candle. That's my center point. And then I put down some cedar, and the cedar, on top of the cedar, I put a little bit of pine. And then I use my pine cones to hide all the cut edges. So there's the start of our Yule log. So now I'm going to add a few more things, get out my gun here. And hopefully you can see this. So I'm going to put another little piece of pine cone right here, because threes always work better in decorating. So put that there, and then I'm going to cover my little edge there with a little piece of ivy. My hands are a little shaky, but I'm sure I'll get it done. So there we go, the little piece of ivy. And you have to kind of work from both sides, but I'm only going to pretty much do one side tonight. So the next thing I'm going to put on is a few little red berries. Then I'm going to put a little bit of lift in here with some little leaves. that side. This side to give it a little lift. Then I'm going to put some dogwood to bring it out past the log. That side. When our ancestors made these logs, they were huge logs because their fireplaces were a lot bigger than ours. And it was said that they would smolder for 12 days. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of cinnamon sticks. So put a little cinnamon stick there. And another little cinnamon stick over here. Now that might be a little big of a cinnamon stick. Just break that off a bit or look for a smaller one. And then I have some nice long little berries. So I'm going to put them on the side. Oops.
Why did Emily?
Bring a little lift to there. And a little lift to the other side. And there we go. Our Yule log. Blessed be. Oh, I'm going to light the candle. So if everybody will get their candle ready. Peace, be true to your thoughts and your vision. Blessed be.
So keep your candle burning near you for a moment. We'll just do a little reflection on this light that is returning after the darkness. From tonight, of course, the light will grow every night. So just for a moment, close your eyes with me if you could, and descend into the darkness, just to where it feels safe and warm and comfortable. Descend into the darkness where the dark goddess lives, where she stays. And for a moment, just reflect and think, what, if anything, is holding you back from following a dream? What is in your way? What would you like to release at the end of this year so your way is clearer as you move forward into this next year? Release this to the dark goddess. Honor it for the work it has done for you. Honor it for its place in your life, but release it to the dark goddess, and she accepts it. It's an honor for her to take it from you, so you can let it go as we move forward, as we move onward. Release it and don't look back. Now open your eyes and come into the light, for the light is returning. We are in the light. Let that light help you envision what you would like to bring into being. What possibilities are there? What is there for you to realize, to do, to be? Let that light bring the fire into your spirit, bring the energy into your soul. Bring that light into your heart, into your hands and your feet, into every part of you. Open your eyes and breathe that light in. Breathe it in so it stays in there. And later, or another night, go outside, stand under the stars, and reflect on if there's anything that's in the way, it's gone now. What is there for you to provide, to serve, to be in the cosmos, in the world? How can we be in this world of ours, which is now a different world than it was last winter solstice? But nothing's in your way. You have the potential. You have the possibility. You are loved. You are powerful. You are brave. You're compassionate. All of that flows through your body. Gives you the strength and the power to move forward, and gives you the strength that we need as we move into the next year. Let's be this beautiful light and all the light. And maybe as you go through your year, you can light your next candle from this light. And that power and that love will be there all year long, reminding you that you are as you vision. Blessed be.
I'd like to share with you a poem written by, it turns out, a friend of Roz's. Her name is Rose Flint, and the poem was published in Wee Moon in 2014. She entitles it Winter Solstice. Winter has swallowed us, taken us deep. In the chill of ice, trees stand stark as bones. The land is cold iron. Frost slows all movement, so Gaia is still as death. Only the brilliant stars in the black sky remember the rhythms of Earth as they wheel through the night. All is connected. As stars bloom and die, as flowers fall to seed, as bones become nurturing ground, the wheeling universe lives in its beauty and its pattern. We are stardust, born of the great goddess, and in her is all hope. Even in the most severe terror of darkness and cold that Kali brings, the spark flares again to reveal the perfect miracle of life. When all seems lost, the mystery of the universe lifts us into light and renewal once more. Women will tend the sacred fires until the voice of Demeter is heard in the halls of Dis. And Persephone returns, a queen filled with the knowledge of great mysteries. The pomegranate seed will become again a tree of life. Blessed be.
As I see and I understand what Bev has said, I think too about these early women. And I'm talking about the really early women. The women who would walk for miles in order to attend ritual and ceremony. We must remember that this has been happening for thousands of years, and we are simply continuing the tradition and the ceremony. And I tried to think of what these early women might do when they gather around the fire or around the altar. They might tell a story. They might leave offerings for the animals. They might go for a solstice walk. They might be gifting to each other. And they might pray and meditate for world peace. And so I invite you to continue this tradition by doing some of these simple tasks over the next few weeks or the next few days, and in order to honor this written solstice. Now, a story that is very important honors the dear mother of winter solstice. We're talking here about the female reindeer. The story is called The Dear Mother of Winter Solstice, and it can be easily accessed online. She was the one who brought the light and sun back. Now, the female reindeer retains her antlers in the winter and leads the herd. Often we think of the reindeer that Santa Claus has with him as being male with the big antlers, but this, in fact, is not the case. And it is she who flies through the winter's longest night with the light giving of the sun in her horns. Female reindeer were worshipped by northern people, and it was the dear mother, the female reindeer, who took flight from the dark of the old year to bring light and life to the new year. There are many stories that are often told at winter solstice, but that's one of the ones that I like. Secondly, they might have been feeding animals, and I encourage you to go out into the park or the backyard and leave offerings for our winged and four-legged friends. After all, they are our older brothers and sisters. And in this way, we extend our gratitude for life. I understand that squirrels are particularly happy to get corn, squash, and mushrooms. We share our abundance with our older brothers and sisters. And thirdly, do a solo solstice walk so that you connect with the earth slowly and notice the beauty of the winter. And enjoy and embellish yourself in the coming darkness. And as you walk along, listen for that pulse of life. Fourthly, you might want to participate in the act of giving in some way. Of course, this has always been an important tradition for winter solstice. A small donation, offering assistance, preparing a meal, giving away something that you have made. In this way, we give thanks and we participate in gifting. And finally, meditating for and praying for world peace. Among the early peoples, this was an important tradition. Of course, there are many, many chants and prayers to be found, but a simple one consists of only 2 words. Om, which is the sound of the universe, and Shanti, which means peace in Sanskrit. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. This is an ancient Vedic mantra that can be used at any time to encourage world peace. So I ask you and encourage you to carry out these 5 simple actions, which help us to celebrate solstice and connect us with our ancestors. Blessed be.
Bev, if we could get you to unmute.
Okay, done.
Did you hang up with her?
No, I hung up with Crystal.
We are reaching the end of our solstice celebration.
Thanks, Mr. February.
It is time for us to seal our work. I invite you to lift your chalice and to join with me in a virtual sharing of a libation. I have filled our chalice with cranberry juice, in keeping with the season. You may have cranberry juice in yours as well, or you may have some other favorite libation. It's the sharing that counts. May your life be filled with hope and the joy it brings. Please drink with me now. And say to each other, may you never hunger, may you never thirst. Blessed be.
The blessing for tonight comes from the New Republic of the Heart organization. And I saw this and I thought this is the perfect blessing for a night like tonight. So I'd like to offer it to everybody. We're thinking of you and all of our friends this solstice season, breathing appreciation and blessings. Since ancient times, humankind has seen this as a time to cherish and nurture the inherent goodness that always survives every diminishment, every tight squeeze. And this year, we've all been squeezed. May you find the soul strength to practice gratefulness as a way of being, a commitment strong enough to withstand the darkness of social distancing, COVID, economic contraction, and even more heartbreaking losses. And may you be able to notice and feel that the cycle is turning, and with it, new blessings and possibilities. Blessed be.
And with that, we're about to open a circle. Before we do that, we will ask the directions to leave. I have a feeling I don't want to open the circle. I don't want you all to go home. It's nice having you, lovely having you here, but it is time. So with that, as spirit and center, I call upon spirit and center. I thank you so much for being here, for bringing spirit into our circle, for bringing your energy. And I thank you for leaving us with the gift of compassion, the gift of kindness, and the gift of love. We take your gifts with us to celebrate. Thank you for being here. Stay if you go, if you must. Stay if you want to. But we're saying farewell. Farewell, spirit.
Farewell, spirit.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
And ask you to turn to the north. Nancy, can you unmute?
Farewell, North. No matter where on earth we are and what our spiritual beliefs, winter solstice is a time when the universe gifts us with a bridge to leave behind what no longer serves us and cross over into a new illuminated path. North, we receive and accept your gift of this wisdom. Stay if you will, go if you must. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
And farewell, West. May we, like the water, always find our way. May we erode what obstacles stand in our way, gradually, slowly. And may we find that we are the vessel that leads towards the ocean, that every small bit of what we do consciously leads towards our greater good. May the healing powers of water and its fluidity be with you through these days. Blessed be.
Thank you, South, for bringing us the warmth and spirit and power. And thank you for your, excuse me, and thank you for your promise of transformation. Your presence has been felt here tonight. And as you leave or stay, we accept your gift of healing for every part of our bodies and our souls. Farewell, South. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
And I'll ask you to face the east once more. Spirit of the east, powers of air, the place where light dawns each day. With humble gratitude, we receive your great gift of hope and seek to spread it widely so that all may feel its joy. Thank you for being with us tonight and lending us your powers. Farewell, East. Stay if you will, go if you must. Blessed be.
Blessed be. And once more, put your hands on your heart and know that the heartbeat of all of us will go with you through the winter season. As Mother Earth fulfills her wish, her desire, her task of preparing the earth for the spring. And as the buds start to grow, that heartbeat will be there, reminding you of the love you have, the power, and the strength. Blessed be. Maybe now we can blow out the candles if you haven't already done so. And maybe put your camera on gallery screen so we can all say farewell, because this is the end of the ritual. This is wishing you a wonderful Yule, a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful winter. Be safe, be well, be loved.
Be happy.
Be happy. And merry meet.
Yes.
Merry part.
Merry meet.
Merry meet again.
Okay. Unmute yourself.
Unmute
Merry
yourself. Lovely seeing you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That
Hi,
was
everybody.
beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank
Good to
you.
see
Thank
you.
you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Loved it.
Beautiful
Everybody.
ritual.
Hi, Rilla. Hi, Rilla.
Hi, Myrna.
Bye.
Hi,
Bye.
Sherry. Nice to see you, Sherry.
Stay healthy, everybody. Hi, Rosie.
Hi, Wendy.
Myrna.
Hi, Wendy.
Love you. Love you.
Hey,
Thank
Brenda.
you.
Nice to
Carol.
see you,
Hi,
Lynn.
Carol.
Hi, Pam.
And
And good night.
good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Good night.
Hi,
Hi,
Jennifer.
Erica.
Thank you.
Hi,
Good
sorry.
night.
Myrna. Hi, Ann.
Sweet.
Bye.
Hi, Tessa.
Is Tessa there?
Yeah, Tessa's there.
Oh, hi, Tess.
Hi, Jen.
Brenda. Hi, Brenda.